What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Aha, and another demo from the deluxe edition of Lifelines, which was released, by which I mean the deluxe edition, in 2019. And that's seemingly especially relevant with this demo, which is actually a combination of a tune that was released on the proper Lifelines album, and then a tune that was released originally, or finally, on their 2017 Unplugged album, which is to say we're going to listen to a demo that includes both There's a Reason for It and A Break in the Clouds. Or is it just Break in the Clouds? I think it is just Break, right? No, it is A Break. So yes, ultimately There's a Reason for It is on Lifeline's proper, and A Break in the Clouds is from the 2017 Unplugged album or performance. What I remember about that one is I remember really keying in on the violin, which, given my history of listening to music in general and specifically having a very strong affinity for strings and the violin even more narrowly, that's not surprising to me, but that really does come back to me when I think of that song. And I do remember, I think, a couple people talking about how that tune would not have been out of place on True North. So yes, ultimately it perhaps speaks to a later sound that Aha would be expressing in the late 2010s and even into the early 2020s, which is a strong indication that they, were experimenting with sounds across a long period of time, but also hadn't forgotten about a part of a demo that was from many years earlier. So yes, ultimately, as I said, when I go through these demos, it's very enlightening to me, not just in terms of their creative process and their prolific output, including songs that don't see the light of day for much longer after they record them, but also, again, the evolution of their sound, even as there is also continuity along that process. So yes, it's been very enjoyable for me, and the demo, as I said, is shown to have There's a Reason for It as the proper title, and then parenthetically it says A Break in the Clouds. So evidently this is a song that started as one and would eventually show up over a long span of time as two different tunes. Let's hear it. This is Aha, and a demo included on the deluxe edition of Lifelines, which is There's a Reason for It, and then parenthetically A Break in the Clouds. That's There's a Reason for It.
Why
actually don't remember in the moment, because in some cases people talked about which one of the members wrote which song. I do feel like A Break in the Clouds feels more like Paul writing. It feels more like a tune that could be in the Savoy catalog. And of course, here with a electric or plugged in version of the song, we didn't get the violin that I was recalling from the unplugged version, which makes sense. But there's a reason for it feels a bit more on Mag's side of the fence. Now, again, that might be written by Paul. I don't remember specifically, but I just will say that A Break in the Clouds, which here serves as the chorus for There's a Reason for It in the verses, yeah, it feels more overtly Paul/Savoy. So, yeah, it's crazy to hear the two songs synthesized together, but of course that was the original rendering and they were actually pulled apart and used separately. So yeah, it's weird to hear it now in the other direction, if you will, where it sounds like two tunes that I've heard being fused together, but they actually started that way. So yeah, I think it's actually really great, and I enjoy the way the verses have more of this like smaller arrangement, intimate feel, and then the chorus sort of goes big and expands and feels more spacious, which, if you're talking about A Break in the Clouds, I'm thinking of Looking at the Sky, which is, of course, one of the biggest canvases you can look at, certainly down here on Earth. So it feels like sonically there's a bit of a representation of the spatial difference between the verses and the chorus, because the verses, speaking to human experience and losing control of something, and it feels more human related. And then of course, even if you're talking figuratively, metaphorically, if you're speaking about the sky and the clouds, it has a bigger scope to it, and it feels, again, sonically like that's represented a bit in the music itself. But yeah, that's very interesting, and ultimately I enjoy some of the lines, again, like the reference to cold and hot, cool to the touch, and so on. I like like hot and bothered, that's what it was, and cool to the touch. So I like the wordplay in the songwriting. So yeah, ultimately a really interesting demo, and one that is curious to hear as part of their like historical legacy in terms of which songs appeared where and what they worked on way before anyone heard it, at least officially through a release. So yeah, just a fascinating demo. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.